Okay, so this is today's chat, open chat. We have Carrie Foster, John Brewer, and myself, Nelson Buck. Um, we haven't done a chat in like, what now, since I think March 8th, I think, right?
Yeah, it doesn't say.
Sounds about right, eh? Okay. And so, anyways, I got a couple things that we're going to be coming up with for content. Some of our members have been asking for content that's outside the internet marketing. Uh, as such, they want more how to make money online. It's not they like I was told before. It's nice to have the videos on how to market, but what do you market? How do you go about doing it? There's always something missing in the whole scheme of things. And we're going to be coming up with a section at Mardox, at mardox.com, that's going to allow our members to start making money, actual money making tactics, actual systems that have been, that work, that make people an income, more than just marketing. And I know John's curious to see about that because I told John we do stuff with Amazon and all that, and I think John's pretty interested in that one.
Sounds good to me.
And and the another website we're putting up. It's going to be available April 10th. Between let's say between the 10th and the 15th, because I'd like to say 10th, but I got some question marks if it's going to be up. My personal website at nelsonbuck.com. I'm going to be putting up uh, basically an exclusive access to some of the internal mechanics. Now, John and I this morning talked about the interior of a car, and I think everybody agrees with us when we say, you buy a car at 10, 20, $30,000. You buy a car because it's shiny, it's red, it's nice. You sit down, you got leather seats, you got a CD player, the whole 9 yards. But does anybody really know how the car works? That makes sense to you guys so far?
Yeah. Hmm.
And so this John and I this morning used the analogy of with websites. People don't understand how stuff really works on the internet. Facebook, SEO, Twitter, YouTube, how to get traffic. It's they get these websites where here's a website, you paid money, and they expect money to come out of it, and it's not how it works. There's mechanics involved. There's stuff under the hood that I think everybody should know about.
Exactly.
You know,
It's
and
true.
so go ahead, Kerry.
Like a lot of these sites assume that you know stuff already that you might not, especially when you're first starting out.
Oh yeah, I mean it's bad. I talked to my father last night, and he said, "How do I start making money on the internet?" Okay, let's back up a little. My dad is going into retirement, so he doesn't want to do any physical work anymore, and he wants to start making money on the internet. And I told him, "Well, you're gonna have to sit down and learn some of this stuff." And this is gonna be a challenge for me because my dad really does not know anything. He knows how to bring up the weather, go to YouTube, and go to news websites. So this is going to be a massive challenge in putting together a course and showing people um, literally how to start making how to become internet marketers from scratch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's very much out there. Everything out there um, assumes that you already have a working knowledge, a website, and we're going back to the working knowledge of being able to click the mouse, and that's about it. So
Yeah.
this is going to be a big challenge for a course.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a challenge for sure.
And I'm sure everybody has somebody out there who will say, "Well, I don't know anything about the internet." I'm sure that everybody has somebody
Uh,
like that. You know. So,
Well,
and
especially the older generation that didn't grow up with it.
oh yeah, for sure. I mean, the concept of clicking a button on a physical mouse and a pointer on a screen does something. It's a disconnected action. Is not they're not used to it. The flat screens are becoming the touch screens are becoming very popular in the world today because you no longer have to move a mouse to make a pointer do an action and then
yeah.
click and hope you're in the right place. Whereas
Yeah.
now you just simply take your finger and point at it. It's more natural.
Right. Yeah.
Exactly.
So that I think that's a big jump in technology. So hopefully we'll be able to do something with that. So nelsonbuck.com, nelsonbuck.com is going to become a paid site where I'm going to put exclusive access to videos talking about the the inner workings of how the internet works. Now, it's not; these are not videos talking about. Um, I'm not going to show a specific site and say click here, click there. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, and I'm going to give you guys an example. I'll give everybody here an example. John and I talked about this today. About 10 years ago, 10, 15 years ago, there used to be search engine submission services, sites that would submit your website to the search engines.
Yeah.
And they would tell you in their marketing, we will get you 500 to 1,000 hits overnight. People would come along, spend anywhere from $10 to $1,000 to get their sites added to the search engines and get 1,000 hits overnight, or even 500 hits. Let's be conservative here. And the next morning, these people would wake up and see on their stats, wow, I got a 500 hits to my site. But no sales, no signups, no nothing. But they got 500 hits. And the companies doing the website submissions would say, well, we got you 500 hits. Our job is done. You got what you paid for.
Right.
And without knowing the mechanics of the mechanism involved, people are paying money. And what I'm seeing now lately, in the last month, I'm seeing it coming back. SEO, the big swear word that no one seems to like, is SEO, search engine optimization.
Right.
And I'm starting to see ads again saying, we'll get you 500,000, 2,000, 10,000 hits overnight in less than 12 hours. And you'll be added to all the search engines. Yeah, and I agree. There's like 8,000 search engines out there right now. Everybody and their dog has a search engine.
Yeah.
So what and I'm going to tell you, I'm going to tell everybody listen to this video today, the inside story of how this works. And this is buyers beware. Search engine optimization, SEO companies, the ones that charge an arm and a leg for getting you listed in the search engines, are essentially using software to add you to all the search engines. Now, where all the hits come from are from the programs called spiders or crawlers.
Mm-hmm.
These are programs on websites like Google, Yahoo, Ask.com, and these applications have to pull up your website to index your website. They got to pull up the keywords, the descriptions, etc. Therefore, it's causing a hit. So if you submit your website to 8,000 places and 1,000 pull your site, I mean, it gives you 1,000 hits.
Right.
So so again, these companies are saying, pay money and we'll get you this number of hits to your site. But again, the people and the general public don't know about the mechanics behind the scenes.
Exactly.
Did you want to add something to that?
Well, it's like
Can we 10 minutes?
it's like if you have because we were talking about looking under the hood and everything. Let's say you have a car dealership, and it's like people walking past your dealership, looking in the showroom, and they see the red shiny car, and they keep walking. Okay, yes, somebody saw the red shiny car, but that was about it. Nobody went into the showroom to look closer at the red shiny car. Nobody talked to a salesperson about, okay, what's up with this red shiny car? What does it have and what can it do? And that's what new people, especially to the industry, need to know about as far as these hits and what that's all about. Because people confuse a hit with somebody actually being on their site to buy something or sign up to something, and that might not be so.
That's right. 100% on that one. And it's sad. I see a lot of our members, they get so excited when they log into Mardox and they see their traffic stats showing 200, 300 hits overnight,
Right.
and not realize that there's not a single human being that actually saw the site.
Right.
It's because they added the site to links pages and backlink pages, etc.
Right. Right.
So there is. I don't know how we're going to get the word across to members, understanding that or just people in general, that there's different there's different levels, different quality of hits to a site, not just the final amount that's on your stats.
Exactly. Yeah, we have to educate people as far as where they need to be advertising their site, because if they're just giving their link to website submitters like you were talking about, that's not going to do much. You know,
That's
you have
correct.
to advertise in all different kinds of places, and people sort of don't understand that sometimes.
That's right. And I did a test the other day. I added my site nelsonbuck.com to a bunch of backlink providers, and the next morning I had 15,000 hits to my site. It was like wow.
Wow.
But
That's good.
again, it's all websites just pulling my site.
Yeah,
When I added my site to backlink services, I submitted it to I think 53,000 sites that create backlinks. And
right.
for those of you that don't know what a backlink is another website that links to your site. That is a backlink, a website linking back to your site.
Very good.
So, and we'll touch on that inside the whole course with the backlinks and all the how the mechanics work.
Right.
And a lot of people think backlinks. They think they put 100 links on their website to other sites and think, well, I got 100 backlinks because
Right.
I'm linking back to other sites, but it doesn't work that way. It's the other way around,
Right.
you know. So inside NelsonBuck.com, and I'm getting to the point in the conversation where I don't really want to say it because it's going to make people gasp, and because we're not exactly sure what it's going to cost yet. But like I said, the users that do register, and another thing is also, I'm not going to allow tons of people to access this site. It's going to be a very finite group because when you get access to that site, you're going to get access to me also,
Mm-hmm.
and me, Carrie, John, perhaps. But you're going to have direct access to us. And Carrie and I were talking about setting it up with a one-time membership cost for
Mm-hmm.
life. You know, a user comes in, purchases one time, and they got full access to all the videos and then all the future updates to any of the videos or added content.
Yeah.
You know, so uh, I'll know more about the price, but we're looking at about and it's not going to be less than not less than 99.95
Mm-hmm.
for a lifetime membership. But Carrie and I were talking about something around the lines of $200.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was some people talking about being $400 one
Yeah.
time access.
Mm-hmm.
Being that you gotta, our members are gonna have to understand that there's literally gonna be thousands of dollars in secrets in that site.
And this is the part that many people don't understand, especially people new to the industry.
Yeah,
They think you should be, they think they should be given the world for next to nothing, and they don't realize. For instance, there are many business people who go to business seminars and everything, and they pay hundreds and even thousands of dollars for seminars
that's right.
sometimes.
Well,
But it's
well, Lee McIntyre's seminar, the videos that we have at the Mardox under training, his continuity program videos, the people who were there that day or those 2 days
right,
paid $2,000 per chair.
amazing,
Yeah, just to
amazing.
listen to Lee McIntyre talk in front of a group.
Yeah.
And now I think Lee McIntyre's retired.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's closed the doors. He's not accepting any more students as such.
Mm-hmm.
But how do you blame him? I mean, there must have been a couple hundred people there.
Right,
So that day, those 2 days alone, he made $250,000 probably.
right,
You know,
right.
you know, and then just the product, the money being made on those videos after the fact is huge.
Yeah, exactly.
Because think of all the content he was able to make off that after. So it is going to be an expensive site, but it's going to be a one-time payment. And how we're basing it, and Carrie and I came up with a number of, if the person had to pay for 2 years, it would
Mm-hmm.
basically be $20 a month at Mardox, $20 a month times
Yeah.
24 months, so it would be $480. So we thought, well, 399 would be a good price,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
then we talked some more about it. But instead of having a website that you can go to have content and learn how to do this stuff, and pay every month and have another bill on your mind to pay, this would be a site where you can go to pay one time and you got full access to it,
Yeah.
unrestricted.
Right.
You know. Now there is discussion about paid members at Mardox having access to it, but I think what we're going to do later on in June or July, is provide access to the videos at nelsonbuck.com.
Mm-hmm.
but that they'll only be released one video or one video package at a time once a month.
Makes
So
sense.
in other words, if you don't want to pay the $400 on one side, you can pay the $20 on the other side per month.
Right. That
You see,
makes sense. Makes sense.
so ideas of content. So now I got to get across to people. This isn't just a training program. I'm not going to go look into websites and say click here, click there, click this, click that. It's more like we just said. We just explained the mechanics behind search engine optimization and the companies that submit you to the search engines, and what happens behind the scenes that nobody's talking about.
Yeah.
So there'll be a lot of videos like what we just talked about just now.
Yeah.
And I think like Carrie and I right now are testing out a philosophy, a theory with Facebook, and I'll bet you most people watching this video right now, or listening to this anyways,
Mm.
have no idea about what an edge rank is.
Yeah.
EDGERANK. Go look it up on Google. It's called edge rank,
That
and
is
it's owned by
interesting.
Facebook. And I don't think anybody knows about it. I'm high level in marketing, and I didn't know nothing about it until only about a week ago.
I had never heard of it until you mentioned it today to me.
That's it. You see, so knowing what it is now, I posted up some. So we posted up content back about 3 weeks ago. It was a banner on Facebook, and that banner received 38. It reached 38 people in Facebook. It reached them. So in other words, they saw it on their post.
That's
So
cool.
now a reach is when a person sees it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Hey, I just see it right now. I
Yeah.
just
How?
go on Facebook and it's right there, right in front of me.
That's it, because the edge rank is much higher. Now, last night, Carrie and I, we put up the new logo for Mardox on Facebook, and and we told people, hey, take a look at this. Tell us what you think. Now, the banner 3 weeks ago took 3 weeks to get 38 people to see it. 38, now 39, Carrie. The post that we put up last night, which is only about 20 hours old as of the time of this recording, and it's well over 100 reaches,
Wow.
and it's already being shared, liked, commented on, and it's all because of respecting the edge rank. And again, that's another topic we'll talk more about inside nelsonbuck.com. And it's outstanding. It blew my mind when you understand how posts work and how Facebook works, and probably how most social media works around a little tiny formula.
Uh-huh.
Well, the other
Uh-huh.
thing we noticed is that you could put hashtags in.
Oh yeah, hashtags. I gotta admit, I don't put very many hashtags in anything, and I have to do it more.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is another thing that people need to learn about.
Yeah,
Hashtag.
yeah. Well, hashtags, and tags, and putting categories in like on your videos, making video groups. It all comes down to, let's face it, the word taking action. You know,
Yeah.
it's one thing to put up your video, and it's okay. There, I got a title and a short little description. What they don't know, if you put your video up on YouTube, you can put in website links. Put in your website. Put in carriefoster.com. Put in nelsonbuck.com. Put your websites that you own in the description, even if it's just copy and paste.
Right.
The more often those links are seen across more videos, the more likely it's going to be brought up in other videos or other when other links are shown.
Right.
These content sites are looking for content, not just something thrown up and sitting there.
Right.
Videos, another factor in video marketing is to have words literally written into the video.
Yeah.
YouTube picks up on those words and indexes those words. So if you have a video about car crashes and you put car crash right in the middle of the screen, nice and clear, for
Yeah.
3 seconds, the software picks up car crash and then indexes it as according to car crash.
That's interesting.
So it's adding that little extra effort onto the your effort. Take action. Put action in on it.
Right. Right.
Makes a lot
Okay.
of sense. So what do you, of the pricing? What do you two feel about it? Not the question of the expenditure, but do you think people are going to be interested in that kind of content?
Well, like
Maybe.
you said, it's valuable content.
I think it's trade secrets. I think I'm going to get shot.
Yeah, like some freeways are not going to like it. But that's good because that's what we want. We want
Yeah,
people to get extra content. It's going to be well worth the money.
yeah, that's it. So you Mardox members out there, you've got to become paid members soon, so you can get access to this information. If you wait too long, you're not going to get it.
Yeah, people need to learn the value of good information. There are too many tire kickers and people, wanting free things. But the good information is valuable,
Yeah.
and we need to be prepared to pay for it.
Well, Carrie and I were talking this morning. Once we get content galore sections searchable, um, that alone, that section there alone, if we were to charge $1 for every package in there, it's nearly $7,000 there.
Yeah,
If we were to charge full price for every video package that we paid for to put under the training section,
yeah,
it's almost $3,000 right there. I mean, just the WordPress section alone, the WordPress, the new WordPress, how to use WordPress in the blogs,
right,
that's $400 right there.
right.
You
I
know,
was
We are trying to make the site, valuable.
right,
And like it's yeah, it's a work in progress.
yeah. Well,
We're
it's
always
always
getting
going to be.
new comments.
It's always going to be because if we're not going to be
Yeah,
changing stuff on the website, it's going to become stale and die.
that's
yeah,
right.
You know,
yeah,
we see that with a lot of websites, a lot of membership sites where they put the content up. They say, okay, join up. That's it. Once as soon as a member is tired of it, they're gone.
right,
You know,
right,
people want to see new stuff.
right, exactly. They need to be able they need to have a reason to want to log in as often as possible because they need to be afraid that, well, if they don't log in,
They're going
they're
to
going
miss
to
out.
miss out. Yeah,
That's it. You know, so there's a lot of stuff. And like Terry says, open support tickets at helpdesk.mardox.com and tell us, you'd like to see such a thing, or you'd like to have something added, or
exactly,
any kind of content. I mean, we can only put content up if we know people are interested in it.
exactly. People need to take action. They shouldn't just look at things and complain or say, well, I'd rather see this and I'd rather see that, or what about this or what about that. That's what the support link is for.
Yeah,
And they need to make use of it, especially if something doesn't work, especially if you're a paid member and
yeah.
something doesn't work. You have every right to click that support link and put in that ticket because that's what it's there for.
Oh yeah. I mean, let's face it. I want to say it flat out. I don't think there's any stupid tickets.
Right,
There's people that open tickets and say, give me a job. Well, okay, I'll give you a job. Here's your job. Just go out and promote your affiliate link.
yeah,
You know, but I don't think there's any stupid comments or stupid questions. Stupid questions are only, they don't exist. It's only stupid
yeah,
answers.
exactly,
You
yeah.
know, if you're not allowed to ask something, you'll never get an answer for it. That's just the
True.
way it works.
This is what I make sure, because I teach English, and this is what I make sure my students know. That I tell them I love questions. Ask questions. Don't worry about if you think it's a dumb question or something because there are no dumb questions. Just ask.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a very good point.
that's it. And too many people are afraid to. Too many people are afraid to ask questions because let's face it, going through elementary school, how many times you go to ask a question and and the kids laugh, or in John's case, John here, for those of you that don't know who John is a teacher. Well, John, I'll let you explain what you do. Tell the group, tell the people what you do as a in
Oh,
society.
yeah. Well, I teach English to people that English is not their mother tongue. I'm an American, but I live in Germany, and at the moment I teach mostly Germans how to speak English, and I teach a lot of business English. I really enjoy teaching, and it's very enlightening helping people to learn something, to learn anything. And the great thing about it is, especially beginning students or lower level students, they think it'll be too hard and they can't learn and blah blah blah. Uh, but once they get into my course and into my class, they will see that all they have to do is relax and ask questions and listen. and they will learn. And I'm moving to, I do a lot of on-site teaching at companies and everything, and I'm also starting to work on doing some online teaching as well.
That's right. Now, the reason why I'm asking you to tell people what you do is my question now is how many people, or no, sorry, how many times have you noticed when somebody says something wrong and they're not natural tongue and the rest of the class giggles?
Yeah, well, it's like this. I teach my students, first of all, to learn how to laugh at themselves because when I speak the local dialect, okay, and as an American speaking the local dialect, I can sound quite funny sometimes.
Yeah.
Uh, but it's they think it's pretty cool for people when they hear me speaking the local dialect. And the Germans can be rather proud, and if somebody laughs, because sometimes people will say something wrong, and somebody might giggle, and
Yeah. But
but I,
it's a psychology behind the laughter.
exactly because people are not like always laughing at people like ha 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 you made a mistake. It's like it's funny. It sounds funny.
Yeah.
And people have to be ready to accept that
Yeah.
because I know when I speak my German, the dialect that I speak, I know I say things wrong or I sound quite strange maybe, but I communicate. I can talk with people and they understand and they can talk with me.
That's
And
it.
that's the most important thing.
Now, I got a story for you guys. I was doing pool installation, and I live in Quebec, Canada. So I live in an area where it's mostly French, 90% French.
Mm,
And the person I was working for when I first started doing pool installations, um, about 8 years ago, uh, Stefan, you wanted to show me how to do a certain part at the end of the installation, which is called installing the return. The return is the part where the water returns back into the pool.
okay.
And he's French, French Canadian. So he was trying his best, and I didn't know, and I thought he was joking around.
Okay.
Funny story. He's holding the part, and he's trying to say it in English.
Okay.
Now this is paraphrased here. You taking the bag and then you putting on the pool and you cutting the twelve with the kudos, and when he was talking, he was mixing his French and his English,
Yeah.
and I was laughing. I was bent over laughing, and then he dropped everything. He said, "Fine, do it yourself" in
Uh,
French, and
yeah.
left.
Yeah.
And I said, "Okay, no problem." So I did it, and lo and behold, I was laughing. I wasn't paying attention. I had broke the part. Oh no! So I had to go all the way back to the store, get a new part, come all the way back, and install the new one carefully.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I found out later on, and I mean later on, 2 3 years later, it was just in a conversation eating shrimp and over beer,
Mm,
and I found out that he was really part of my language in this conversation, but he was really pissed off with me
yeah.
because
Yeah.
I was laughing at a guy trying his best to speak English, and I was making a mockery of him.
Yeah.
You
But
know,
see, because the way people laugh at you can make a big difference.
that's right.
Yeah. Because you have to native speakers, and especially I don't know about you Canadians, but I know we Americans we can be pretty bad at that.
Yeah.
And because Americans think that everybody should be able to speak English and it's so easy. And when people are trying to speak and they speak like the gentleman you just talked about,
Hmm.
a lot of people will laugh like really, really bad. And
Hmm.
that hurts people's feelings
Yeah.
and they get upset and they don't want to try anymore.
That's it. So,
So,
so to capital, bring it back all together. Never assume that somebody asks a bad question or
yeah,
is or is an idiot or anything like that. I think that's the worst thing humanity can do is think that others are idiots.
it is.
Even,
And be
even though, let's face it, I agree there are some idiots out there.
okay.
When you tell a person 10 times how to do something, they still don't do it right.
Yeah.
You got to start asking questions. If you're just getting your leg pulled or what, or what. Um, but But don't automatically assume because someone asks a stupid question that you think it's stupid that that the person's dumb. There's always a good answer to inform the person, or if at least you don't know, tell a person I don't know the answer. Let's go find out.
Yeah.
You
Some
know,
people honestly simply don't know.
that's right. That's right.
And and this is what I think. When you have the opportunity to teach someone something, that's a good thing. And it doesn't matter if you think they should already know it. That's beside the point.
Yeah,
They don't know for whatever reason. It doesn't matter, and you can teach it to them.
that's right.
And
And
they know, and that's outstanding.
the most powerful legacy you can leave behind is knowledge.
Yes,
My grade 6 teacher told me that.
definitely.
And think about it. If
Yeah,
you don't teach somebody something, they never learn it. They'll never pass it on. And
exactly.
if you teach somebody a tactic, a means, this goes as far as hunting. If we were never taught to hunt, we wouldn't be where we are today.
Right, exactly.
You see, so
Exactly.
and because somebody eons ago taught somebody to pick up a rock and a stick and put them together, make an axe or a weapon or how to start sparks, that
Right.
was taught to somebody else. If that was never shown and never learned, we would not be here. So we have to say thank you to those people that use stones to make sparks.
Yeah,
We literally would not have computers. We wouldn't be us three would not be talking right now. Whoever's
right,
listening to this video would not be listening to it.
exactly.
All because of somebody who didn't teach someone else to do it, how to make sparks.
I
And
mean, when
then,
I started online, I didn't know anything.
yeah,
I had to learn a lot of skills.
Oh, if you want to go there, here's another funny one. I bought a computer. I saved up my money for 3 months. I bought a Mac LC3 and connected it. I had a 14.4K modem with the whole dial, the whole the whole grinding sound that those things
yeah,
made back then.
yeah,
And this is how newbie I was. I turned
yeah.
it on. I looked at the screen. There was Netscape, which at the time was the only browser. There was
Hmm.
Netscape, and I looked at it, kind of like shrugged. I disconnected the internet, called up my internet service provider, and where's the internet? Like, the screen's up, but there's nothing.
Thank the internet.
Yeah, where's the internet? So you see, I was also an idiot at some point.
Well, yeah, we all learn, right? And we don't know when we start.
Yeah,
So,
that's it. That's it. I gotta understand too. I mean, I bought the computer, and my internet connection at the time, I'm not kidding you, was $150 a month.
wow.
That's how much my internet connection was for a dial-up connection at the time, because we were like maybe 500 people in all of Sherbrooke had an internet connection. So this is the beginning of the 90s.
Yeah,
And no, it's interesting that I can remember my first website that I put together. And when I put it together, I was proud of my first website.
yeah,
And another person looked at it, and it happened to be my brother. Now today, I know my brother's arrogant and condescending. It's a God honest truth. But he looked at it and he says, "It looks like crap."
oh,
And instead of giving constructive criticism,
yeah,
he just knocked it down, and it destroyed all my will to even try to sell what I was trying to sell on. At the time, it was computers,
yeah,
and
that's
I had no interest in continuing with it at all.
yeah,
Whereas, where would I be today if he said, "Hey, that looks cool. Now, can we do this instead?"
yeah. Why don't you try?
Exactly.
Why
You
don't
know,
you try? Yeah, yeah,
That comes down to there is a way to teach people,
yeah,
not
yeah,
teach people.
that's
yeah,
it. You know,
definitely.
there's criticism and there's just being brutal. you know, and And today, for those that don't know, I am the programmer for Mardox, all the systems, the interfacing, along with 2 or 3 other sideline programmers. But generally, most of the programming that's at Mardox is mostly myself. So I mean, I learned a lot since those days. And I've come a long way with learning all this programming language, interface work, connectivity. But it's all because I asked questions, and I got laughed at a lot by I hate to say it, by other programmers. The
Yeah,
programmers and hackers are the most arrogant people in the world. They think they're above everyone else.
yeah.
You know,
But this stuff is so easy because they know it and everyone else will know it.
that's it. You know
But
that
most of the people that I've talked to in my internet marketing circle of contacts, a lot of people taught themselves how to do this and how to do that and how to do this and how to do that.
Yeah.
And learned it just like you said, they read books, they asked questions, and so on and so forth. And they just kept trying, and then they became very knowledgeable at it.
That's right.
And that's the ticket.
They
And
they acquired knowledge, and then they applied it.
yeah,
And after
yeah,
they applied it, it became wisdom.
exactly.
That's it. And I say that in my three training videos that we have set up on the main site. You know, that's
Right,
why I try to show our members. You have to learn the stuff, and then you have to apply. If you don't apply it, it
exactly.
it won't go anywhere.
That's the thing, the taking action, because just joining a site is not going to do much of anything.
That's
You
it.
know, what are you going to do with it?
That's right.
And why are you there? And if the site is worth anything, it will constantly be teaching you things and showing you things and giving you ideas. Oh, yeah, maybe I can try this, or maybe I can try that, and so on and so forth. Or you think, okay, well, I've got this wonderful marketing system here. Now, what can I market? And then you start looking for things to market.
That's it.
And you don't have to look too far on the inside of Mardox to find things to market.
That's right. That's right. And there's more to come. And that's the thing too. You know, we got to be. I want our members to understand. We teach concepts. We teach methods of how to do things. But just because we teach it that way doesn't mean you have to do it that way 110%. I mean,
Also,
if you're going to go and get an ebook, say off of ClickBank or through our content section, and you're
yeah,
going to sell it, there's nothing wrong with modifying it a bit, putting your own wording in, maybe take some stuff out, put some fresh stuff in, you know. Make it your own, especially PLR, the video series PLR Pay Dirt. It might be a little bit outdated, but it's awesome because it tells people you can create your own content.
yes,
You know,
exactly,
it does take some time,
yes,
but then you can honestly say it's your own.
yes,
You know, your own cover. You can tell people it's brand new. It just came out. We're selling it. Only 100 copies sold so far. Whereas if you take the existing copy that's already made and resell it, it may have already been sold 10,000 times.
exactly.
You know,
Wholesale package, yeah,
that's it. You know, and just because one person makes money, that doesn't mean you won't.
exactly, exactly. And you know, people need to realize that they have to be themselves.
Yeah.
They have to be whoever they are, because in this industry, it's so important to get people to know,
hmm
like, and trust you. And we are not all carbon copies of each other.
Actually, that's a good point. You're talking about being yourself and promoting yourself. I'm gonna mention the domain hosting part at Mardox. And Mardox now provides domain hosting for our members, our paid members. There's one hosting package included. Now think about it: 1995, and your site is hosted. It's
Mhm.
unlimited hosting.
Yeah,
You can put as much images, files, posts. You can have WordPress on it. You can do what you want. We don't want any adult material or hate-related material, obviously, but it's included in your membership. So if you want it, go over to services, click on Mardox hosting, and you'll get all the details. Now, why do we offer hosting and domain registration? Why do I have NelsonBuck.com? Carrie has CarrieFoster.com. John has ESL, right?
right. ESL Branding Marketing.
.com. You see,
Right.
so why do we have these domain names? It's to promote other affiliate programs with your own name. If everybody goes out and promotes Mardox.com's affiliate link, the different resources on the internet, like Facebook, Twitter, are eventually going to block those websites because they're being promoted too much.
Right.
But if Carrie promotes her domain, I promote mine, John promotes his, well, that's three different sources for the same content.
Right.
You see, so really important to promote yourself. Secondly, and again, I'm giving out more information. It should be inside NelsonBuck.com, I think. Um, you know, so if whoever's watching this, you're striking a gold mine today. This is it's outrageous how much information we're giving you. If you promote yourself in your image, your name, And with that, under that name, you promote 5 products. If 3 of those products disappear, they go out of business, because you never know. You sign up to a website, you're a member, and then it just disappears after a year or two, it's gone. It happens all the time.
Yeah.
The sites disappear, but no, up until now, you've only promoted those names.
Yeah.
Every time a site disappears, you have to replace it with another one and start over again.
Yeah.
If you promote your name, the site disappears, but your name is still known by people.
That's a very good point.
Yeah, and your name is worth a lot more than some obscure website that you paid $49 to get lifetime access. Even my website, nelsonbuck.com, if you got to pay $399 lifetime membership, and you use the content, let's say, for example, I do put an affiliate program on there, and then say in 10 years I say, oh, well, or God forbid, I die.
Yeah.
The domain gets shut down because there's no one to maintain it or anything, you know? But all this time you've promoted my name, my website.
Yeah.
So now it's gone. Now what do? Your income's gone. But if you were to promote yourself,
Yeah.
and yourself referring people to these other programs, then yourself, your image is still solid. It's still there, even though I disappear.
Exactly. Because then they will come to you and they will say, hey, Terry, what happened to that site you used to promote?
That's right.
Right.
And of course, Carrie, I'm sorry, I'm having my lunch at the same time here. And of course, Carrie responds back with, like, duh, it's gone.
Maybe not the dot.
Oh, but you do it so well.
I know. But that's because I've had teenagers in the house for 4 years and they say it to me.
I had 4 girls.
One other thing that John has touched on a lot in this call is about, people just having, like just kind of kicking tires. And one thing I wanted to mention is I've been looking through another internet course on getting started in the internet. A lot of it's mindset and knowing that if you're going to replace a full-time income, you're going to have to put some some time into it, and significant time. So you can't think of it as like it's just a little thing that you do on the side. You actually have to put blood, sweat, and tears into it.
Yes.
But the thing is, at the end of the day, those blood, sweat, and tears may mean that you have a business that you don't have to go and answer to somebody else, and you may make more money than anyone else. I mean, there's no promise because obviously it's all individual effort
Right.
Yeah.
that does it.
Yeah.
But it does take time and effort to get anything off the ground.
Yes. And that is something that people tend to overlook in this industry because they are led to believe that it's so easy and it's so quick and you push and click and bam, you're in the money. And it simply doesn't happen that way. But it's
There's a lot of sites out there advertising, buy this software and you'll be making $2,000 a month next week.
right.
That's right. In fact, I just saw one, and I was talking to John about it. I don't like saying the names of these programs because I'm not really into promoting them. But I bought the program to see what's behind it. I liked the way the guy talked, and I liked his presentation, so I spent the $14 and bought it.
Right.
And I'm kind of a gullible when it comes to that. And sure enough, his first video was really good. It was convincing. When I got in, he was legit. Everything was legit, and then he started showing his bank account numbers.
Uh-huh.
Look, people, it's real simple. If you have to blur out parts of a website while you're filming your live screen, if you have to blur out certain parts of your website, that should tell you right away. Don't put it up. It's not for others to see.
Yeah.
You see. Now, I was telling John today, that tactic, again, let's talk about the mechanics, and whoever's watching it, we're going to start charging people to watch this video, I think. One of the tactics, and a lot of people don't understand this, and it's psychological.
Yeah.
When you show somebody on paper, and it's why in Amway they call it drawing the circles. When you show somebody on paper an amount, even if you say to them while you're showing it to them, I can't guarantee you'll make this because everybody has different results. Even if you say it, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Subconsciously, you have programmed that person into their mind that amount that they saw.
Yeah.
Especially if you circle the amounts in red. You've now drawn their eye to that amount.
Amazing.
Subconsciously, you said you will make this amount.
Amazing.
You see, now if you'll notice, their voices a lot of the times is, if you want proof, here's my bank account. Here you go. Look at this. Last month, just last month, I made this much money. This is outrageous. And then, oh well, it dropped a little bit the next month after, the month before. But this month here, I'm estimated to make 5 times that amount. Now, if you notice, I'm not saying any amounts,
Yeah.
because same thing. If I say the amount,
Yeah.
I'm programming into people's minds that they're going to get that amount. They're going to associate my voice to that amount.
Yeah.
Now, marketers base all their income on this, and if you look at the what we call the hype videos, it's exactly that. They know how to use the words. They know how to use the vocabulary. They circle the numbers, or they'll zoom in to a total as they're speaking,
Yeah.
and it's all subliminal. When you
Yeah.
go to sleep that night, you don't even realize it. Your brain processes all the information from the previous day. And
Yeah.
then when you wake up, you'll notice you're sitting there going, hey, wait a minute, I got to go back to that website and see, because that guy said,
Yeah.
said something. You may not know it's $10,000 or whatever, but it's that amount is now programmed in your head. And hey, think about it. It's only $14 to join.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
So my word of advice is don't sign up to any programs that automatically start showing you numbers on a page unless you really know the product or service.
Exactly.
When I was in Amway, we would show the circles. We'd show I think John knows what I mean by the circles.
Yes. Yes.
So you draw a circle, you write you in there, and then you draw 3-4 little lines down, little circles, and you show a downline. But by doing that, you're showing the person a perfect matrix downline.
Yes.
You see, and if you do it just right, it doesn't look like a pyramid, because you got to draw it like kind of like down and to the right on the page, so it doesn't look like a pyramid. It looks like a half circle.
Yeah.
And people catch on to this and say, hey, that makes perfect sense, especially
Yeah.
if you say it makes perfect sense and you ask them, does that make sense to you? When they go to bed that night, that information's all correlated, and then when they wake up, they go, hey, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
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 And I've seen it. I've seen the effect even in my dad.
Okay.
I would argue with my dad about a topic the day before,
Yeah.
and then I would say, no, it's like this. And sure enough, 2-3 days later, my dad would come back to me and say, we should go do this way. And it was exactly the way I told him 2-3 days before. It said he had time to sleep on it, is what it was. And everybody works the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the brain is incredible, and we don't have full access to it. So it gives you some insight as to, you can make sales with it, but now is it ethical? I mean, you're playing with people's minds and their wallets. These are people that earn their money, and you're basically conning them into buying a website. And for those of you that don't know us or are new to the group, Nelson Buck, will never ever ever show you a bank statement or money that was earned, or say, hey, look how much I earned last month. Never will do that ever.
That's the new course you bought yesterday, right?
Say it again.
So it's a new course you bought yesterday, right?
Oh yeah, well, we should put the link up for the video where I show my Lamborghini outside.
Yeah, exactly.
I saw a video.
See, I want one.
Yeah, no problem. I'll give you mine.
Okay.
I saw a video about a guy showing his mansion, and I'm sure some of you have seen it on YouTube and on websites. Guy shows his mansion, and when he goes to the front door, he opens the front door, and funny enough, there's a real estate agent sitting there, and I know it's a real estate agent because a Remax sticker is on the back of her clipboard, and she kind of turns and laughs and smiles at him like, oops. He says, oh, look, there's people at my door, and he closes the door. And I thought to myself right off the bat, wait a minute, if someone's at my door, wouldn't you say hi? And then he turns and he says, well, let's go to the garage. I want to show you my Lamborghini. I think my Lambo is in the garage.
Oh, that's what he thinks is in the garage.
Yeah, he thinks. And I don't know about you guys or anybody listening to this, but if you have a Lamborghini, wouldn't you absolutely unconditionally know exactly where your Lamborghini is?
You would know exactly where it is.
Yeah, I know I would. So the next day, I made a video and I showed my Lamborghini, which happens to be a red 2008 Ford Ranger, a little pickup truck, but it's all red. And I was showing on the video, I said, "Look at my Lamborghini," and I turn to look at my house. I say, look at my $100 million house.
Mm-hmm.
And the joke is in the video, I live in a bungalow.
Okay.
You know, a one-story house. You
Yeah.
know, but it's not. I don't like showing people content either. Like, you know, I got a boat, I got a car, I got this, I got that, because it doesn't matter what I have. It's what you
Yeah.
have.
Exactly.
You know, and are you comfortable with what you have, not with what I have.
Exactly.
You
When
know.
I'm online and I see these splash pages and advertisements, and when they start like that, it turns me off immediately. Uh, you know, because that's not the point.
That's it.
Just because that other person has this and has that and did this and did that in a certain amount of time doesn't mean that we can do the same thing.
That's right. And if you look at the legitimate marketers, us call them gurus. I hate calling people gurus, but let's put them in a classification above even myself. Let's call them the gurus.
Yeah.
Lee McIntyre, Vic Strausses, what's another one? Stuart McMillan. There's a bunch of them out there. Peter Wolfing, I would say, is one also. And if you guys are in that circles, I'm sure you've heard of these guys.
Mm-hmm.
They will never show you what they have, or they'll never show you their home. They'll never show you their cars.
Yeah.
You know, it's because they don't believe that that's what you should be seeing. You've got to work to get what you want, not what they have.
Yeah.
You know, tell yourself, if you want what they have, okay, you can get what they have, but you can also get their bills that go along with it.
Uh-huh.
Because most of people's houses and cars are on mortgage or on loans.
Right.
You know, so it's not all paid for.
Right.
You know,
Right.
and I would be stupid to earn $20,000 tomorrow morning,
Yeah.
go out and buy a car, pay it
Yeah.
off completely, and then hope that there's going to be more money the next month.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
that's it.
Yeah.
You know, so don't feel bad if you're not making your first 1,000 in a year on affiliate marketing. It will come as long as you work at it each day. You know, put an hour to 2 hours a day. Even if you
Right.
have a job, put an hour a day, and work out your program. You know, and above all, join Mardox, become a paid member at Mardox. You have to do this. You're losing out. I can't think of a more honest team of teachers, you know, willing to teach people the ins and outs.
Definitely.
You know.
And you have to be ready to take action, and you have to treat it like a business. And like Nelson just said, you have to be willing to work at it. You have to log in every day and do stuff. And what other, let's talk about Mardox for a moment. What other marketing sites out there will pay you as an upgraded member, that is, will
Oh,
pay
no,
you?
hold on. I got to correct you. It's paid both ways now.
Ah, okay.
Free members get 10 cents a day for logging in, but as in on-site credit.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool,
yeah.
cool. Great new thing. But what site, what system will pay you just to log in? Just to log in. You know,
Hmm.
that's all you gotta do, log in, you have a few cents. Now you're not gonna be able to go out and buy a new house, but you see some progress. And you see it growing every day, every month, and so on and so forth. And but that's just an encouragement. It's an encouragement for you to take action, start showing others how they can do this too, and start finding out what else you could do, because that's only the tip of the iceberg.
That's right. That's right. And we're one of the few sites doing it. The other website, there's one other website that's doing it, 5 cents a day login, but
Right,
only on credit. You have to use it towards their service. I think we're the only ones giving out 25 cents a day, and it sounds like petty cash, but if you add it
right,
up, it's $7.50 per user per month
right,
if everybody logs in all the time. So, as a marketing budget, that's a huge amount of money to have to put out every month per person. You know,
right.
if you think about it, you know.
Yeah,
Um, but it does add up, you know. And if you, some of you that want to get the money for Christmas or something, there you go. So I got one lady doesn't want to ever withdraw the money until
yeah,
just before Christmas, and then she wants to withdraw it and say, okay, I'm going to go buy gifts.
yeah,
You know, so that's her prerogative, you know. But it's the beginnings, like you said,
right.
you know.
Exactly,
And again,
exactly.
we set a trend. Now the other website at 5 cents a day, I'm not even sure they're still around. I think they shut it down. I'm not sure.
Okay.
And not to mention, Mardox paid members. Now I'm not going to get into a list of items that get sent out. Paid
Right.
members, after a certain amount of time, we actually send you physical gifts. We're starting to get into that. And in this case right now, like John's going to be getting his in about a week and a half, a coffee mug with your name on it.
How cool is that?
Yeah, that is awesome, cool. But obviously, we don't give it out to a member for only the first month. How long have you been around with us, John? Again?
Since December, since last December.
Yeah, so about 4 or 5 months. So you
Yeah.
see, so we know that in the budget that we know that after 3 or 4 months, we know there's enough money to say, okay, we can afford to send something to a member. Now the idea is that we send it unmentioned.
Yeah.
That it shows up in the mail and you go, oh wow, I got a package. And it's got a nice Mardox logo on it and your name is written on it. You see,
Right.
so
Okay.
so a lot of websites don't do this.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, and then I was
Yeah.
talking to John also today. Another thing we're doing as a marketing group is we're starting to send out physical mailed letters
Right.
to certain signed up members that have joined and start to log in and do the whole login thing and the participation, the activity. The ones
Yeah.
that we see that are serious, we actually send them an actual welcome letter,
Yeah.
with the information for their upline, how to contact us, and encouraging them to sign up to
Yeah.
upgrade.
Yeah.
Mm.
You know, and a lot. I mean, I want to challenge anybody to show me an infinite, an affiliate marketing site that will physically send you a mailed piece of paper, color or
Yeah.
black and white, whichever, but they will physically mail it to you and say, "Hi, how you doing?"
Yeah.
And not a template letter, but an actual
Yeah.
letter to them.
Message to you letter. Right.
That's it.
Message.
And when
I
these
think.
when these start to go out, anybody want to see a copy of it, I'll put it up. But I mean, my signature's on it.
Yeah.
Because I am personally signing the letter saying, I endorse this.
Yeah. I've been
So
basically about 10 years now, I would say, from my very beginnings of wasting money. And I've only physically received something from an internet marketing company, an affiliate program or something twice.
it's
And
rare. And what is it? Do you remember what it is you got?
I got both times it was a postcard.
It's a postcard. Yeah.
And saying thank you for being a part of this.
Sorry about
And
that. My phone was on.
with my name and their signature and everything.
Yeah.
And these very people were also as accessible as we are here on this podcast. These are actual people that you can get on Skype or whatever
Senator.
or on their
Yeah.
website
Are you at the shop?
and talk to.
Are you at the shop?
And it's very
Yeah. Okay. I'll
cool.
pop over in about 15
Yeah,
minutes. Okay.
I think the message is
Okay.
that
Thanks. Bye now.
we're interested in building relationships and
That's
community.
all.
Yeah. I mean, has anyone noticed the tagline for Mardox that we're really trying to push now? Carrie knows what it is because Carrie likes it, right?
Yes,
Mhm.
I do.
Well, what is it?
Building a community one member at a time.
Yep.
Yes.
And we like that. We like that so much. The coffee mugs that we're sending out on the back side, it says that phrase.
Yeah.
And I
That is
think I
cool.
think we after what 15 years, I think we finally found our motto. What's a motto?
Yeah.
Not the motto. What's a motto with you?
Well, it's because we're interested in relationship building
Yeah.
and marketing, not just numbers.
Yeah.
That's what it's about. Yeah, that's what it's all about. And real marketers will tell you that.
Well,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll give you guys an example here, really, on how non-selfish we are, how unselfish we are. The coffee mugs that are going out, I had to make batches because obviously these cost money to be made, and I didn't want to put out a ton of cash to find out they're low quality. So I mean, literally, the first one just arrived here at my house for my wife first, but I didn't even put mine. Mine's in the fourth batch being mailed. So I'm sending out the coffee mugs to our paid members first.
Yeah,
Because I could make mine and put it on the desk and say, "Wow, look at my mug." But I mean, I want our members to get it first. I mean, that's how unselfish we try to be.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I know. I made the one for my wife because I wanted to see a sample of it because I didn't know what it was going to look like.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
and
yeah.
then the time's going to come where people are going to want their coffee mug from Mardox and with their name on it. So maybe we're going to have to sit down and put a price on that.
There's nothing like a coffee mug with your name on it.
Yep, it's true. It's true.
my,
Now
my
it.
wife, my wife is going to kill me for bringing yet another coffee cup in the house. Yeah, what can I say?
Well, actually, I want to start doing my in office videos with a different mug every time. But I
Okay.
want not just a regular coffee mug. The one I got right now looks like a pill container, and I've shown it on video before. It says it's a prescription cup for coffee,
Okay.
and it's really cool. It's really cool. It's my daughter's mug. I'm not allowed breaking it or anything. But what I want to do is I want to find a place that sells really ornate cups. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, one could be shaped in a laughing face, or and really shapely designed cups. I'd like to try it out, and make it a thing. I know a guy that sells the cups. After he does the video, he sells the cup, and the money goes to sick kids,
Okay.
hospital for sick kids.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's nice.
Now those mugs, after he's put it on video, he's got like 100,000 people that follow him. After he
Yeah.
puts it on video, that mug went from being, say, I don't know, $15, $20 to purchase
Yeah.
it to $400, $500.
Yeah. Wow.
And all the money goes to the sick kids.
Yeah. That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah.
That's,
I think that's cool too.
yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Okay, it's been about an hour. Do you guys have anything else, or do you guys want to wrap it up?
I think that's good.
Yeah. Okay.
That's good.
I know not too many people
Very
can.
enjoyable.
There's only two people so far in this world that can endure my voice for an hour, but I think they're
Uh-huh.
told they have to, and it's John and Carrie. My wife gives up and leaves if she listens to me too long.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll end it here. So we had Carrie Foster, and her domain name is carriefoster.com. Um, John's, I can't remember half the time. Geez, what's your domain name again, John?
ESLShanyMarketing.com.
.com, and it's coming soon. He's going to be working on it soon.
Yeah,
And
I just put it up, so not much there yet.
okay, yeah. You just got the domain registered. And
Yeah.
myself, Nelson Buck, and it's nelsonbuck.com. And watch for it between the 10th and the 15th of April. There's going to be the registration form for whoever wants to come in and join. So, you know, check it out because there's going to be a lot of insider secrets, and I got a lot of high expectation for that site. I think
Yeah.
there's going to be some really really ticked off marketers out there when we're done with this.
Huh?
But I think it's time. I think it's time that we tell people all the secrets. That
Yeah.
if we're going to be in business, there should be no secrets.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and what we see as a scam is not. It might be one scam, but what is the behind the scenes to a lot of these sites? I think people are going to be able to watch these videos and say, "Wow, if only I knew that last year." You know,
Yeah.
stuff like that. Okay, so let's wrap it up, and we'll do another video probably in about 2 to 3 weeks, or whenever we feel like it. Check in at Mardox. We always post it up there, or subscribe to this channel, to Mardox Plus, and you can always follow our newest videos on YouTube. So everybody, have a nice day.
Do the same.
Thanks, thank you. Bye.
Bye.